Okay, here we go. A quick tutorial on how to get a race started once the race list has been posted. So what you're going to do is open up the webscorer app, then click Race with Start List. Then you want a download, second from the bottom, download start list from webscorer. My posted start list, and then you pick whatever you want. So these are the start lists we've had this year. This one is tomorrow night. I'm going to download this one. I had another race going, which wasn't completely cleared from storage, so I say discard for that race. Now we're starting a new race. It should default in if the race has been set up correctly to wave and interval. Go to lap setup. I'm clicking in the upper right, that advance to the next thing there. Multiple distances, that looks good. Now we have all these lap choices. This is driven by the start list. You do nothing there. For each racer, require all of these. You're going to require the age. That's it. Hardware setup, we don't use hardware. Results option, we take off overall by gender, so we haven't been doing that. The gender's displayed, but it's not. The race results aren't grouped by gender. Here's all of the categories that are, again, driven from the start list. You don't have to do anything there. And now we get to the wave starts. They're driven off of the distance, so you just leave it as it is all the way to the left, that green button that's highlighted. Now we go to the start list. You can see everybody that's there. You can add racer down at the bottom. There's a link. You can delete racers. You can do a bunch of things there. The lower right says merge start list. If somebody edited the start list online, you can actually merge changes in, but that's a different instruction. Now we get set age to optional. Gosh, so we have Oliver here who doesn't have a gender. We're going to have to select a gender. Oh no, select an age. Oliver's in the 9 to 12, so I'll make him 10. I wonder how we lost his age. So you can see a little troubleshooting. Now this is very important for when things start. So the first thing that goes off is the 1 lap. That goes off at 6 p.m. That's 0 time. The cadet lap goes off 3 minutes later. Then the 2 lap goes off 15 minutes later. And now the 4 lap goes off at, I think we do like 6:27. And then 3 minutes later, the 3 lappers go off. So that's at 30 minutes. What's absolutely critical is that those times, they're automatically going to trigger, and the race starter needs to follow those times exactly from the initial start of the first wave. Then you go to race start, and then there's nothing to do except sit here and wait until the race starter down at the starting line says, on your mark, get set, go, for that 1 lap race, which is starting at 6 p.m. exactly. And then you hit start race clock, and off it goes. So the race is going. The next wave will start. You can see it's counting down. And then you keep clicking forward in the upper right. Now we move over to race timing. And these are all the racers that are on course now. This is a view where if you click the number, it'll record the bib and exactly when they finish. We don't generally use that. We do the fast tap view. Now that you're in the fast tap view, you always want to be here, and you can toggle the fast tap view. There's a keypad view. That's a toggle on and off. So keypad's on, keypad's off. What keypad allows you to do, if you have way too many racers on the screen, to find the little green box, you go to the keypad view, and if you're sitting here waiting for a racer to come across the finish line, let's say racer number 126 is coming, you can pre-enter 126, enter, and now it's waiting for the time to be recorded. You touch it and it records the time. You can see that first row is complete. And then let's pretend racer 155 is coming. You go 155, enter, Bryce Dubreff, his name comes up, and as he crosses the finish line, you touch that. And that's the basics of how you do it. This keypad view is the best option if you have lots of racers. You can either tap the stop and then enter the bib number. And I'm toggling back to this because I don't know the bib numbers that are out on the course today. And in this view, you just touch on it. I'll touch on 186, right? So then if you tap multiple times, there's 3 bib numbers being waited to be entered. 202, 206, 239, I'll touch those ones. 202, 206, 239. That just then fills in the name for those people. That's it for the video. That's how you start a race, and that's some basics on how you put a few people through the finish. Now I'm going to go to the race control for finishing. The race is not nearly far enough along to finish, but I'm just going to jump straight to that. Lower left, race control. Over here, when you're completely done, you say finish race. And that's where that button is. You can see finish race. I'm not going to do that now because often what we have happen is we finish somebody and they are bib number, let's say 369, enter, and it says, wait, they're not on the list. We say record bib anyway. Now we go to race control and we start, and before we finish the race, it's going to warn us. There are unknown racer entries recorded. You should assign these via the fast tap view before ending the race. So we say cancel pop-up. Now what we have to do is go back to this row. If I click on that row, actually all the way to the right, there's a little green arrow in that row. I type on that. Now I have to pick who's actually the racer. So I'm going to pick myself. And I'm going to type all these required fields in. And then you don't need team, that's not required. Lap, age, male. I think that's all I need. If I go back to race timing. I need to add my name. Edit, Hans. Done. Yep, I think we're all good. Then we go back to race timing. There's Hans entered in. Now I go to race control. Now I say finish race. Now we have the next error, which is good to look at, which is, what do you want to do with all the people that are on the start list that didn't finish? Well, in our case, there's a lot of people on the series start list that didn't show up this week. So we're going to mark all racers as DNS, that very first option there. Mark racers as DNS. There we go. Now, the last thing that you would do is post the results. But I don't want to do that because this race is tomorrow. So I'm not going to click on post results. But suffice it to say, on the upper right, if you click post results, it gives you some options. Post to webscorer public. So I went to this screen. I'm not going to touch the post to webscorer public. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to come back here and figure out how to clear that out so I don't actually post it. So that's it. How to start the race, how to put in the times, and how to finish it. I did everything except actually upload it, but I told you what button to push there. Thanks.